We often assume that our treatment of others will fade from memory over time. However, life retains every experience like a quiet echo, waiting for the right moment to resurface. We may dismiss, insult, and distance ourselves from others, believing that such actions will not affect us. Yet, what we do becomes the foundation of our future experiences. Today, you will hear a story that illustrates this truth in a profoundly painful manner, as eventually, the actions we take towards others will be reflected back to us. Once, there was an elderly man whose hands trembled, whose steps were slow, and whose vision had diminished. At times, he would forget things. He moved in with his son, daughter-in-law, and young grandson. Every day, the family gathered for meals. However, for the elderly man, eating had become a challenge. Peas would slip from his spoon, and milk would spill on the table. He frequently dropped his utensils. The daughter-in-law sighed in exasperation, and the son regarded his father with irritation. Eventually, they reached a decision. "This cannot continue," they said. Consequently, they assigned him to eat alone at a small table in the kitchen, providing him with food in a wooden bowl and barely engaging in conversation. When he dropped something, he was reprimanded, and when soup spilled, they offered him cold, silent glares. Occasionally, a single tear would trace down his wrinkled cheek, but no one acknowledged it, except for the little boy. He remained silent, merely observing. One evening before dinner, the father noticed the boy sitting on the floor, playing with some pieces of wood. "What are you creating, son?" the father inquired gently. The boy responded with a truth that resonated more deeply than any lesson. "I am making a wooden bowl for you and Mom, for when I grow up." A profound silence enveloped the house as the parents exchanged glances filled with tears. No words were spoken, for they understood that their child had imparted the most difficult lesson of all. That night, the father tenderly took the old man's hands and returned him to the main table, to the place where he rightfully belonged. We often demand respect, yet how frequently do we extend dignity? We treat the elderly as burdens when, in fact, they are living embodiments of our history. Ultimately, everything we do returns to us. A child learns not from our words, but from our actions, and one day he will embody what he has observed. So reflect on this. Are you leaving behind a legacy or a wound? The golden rule remains steadfast. Treat others as you wish to be treated, for life invariably returns to us exactly what we have given.